Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's U.S. End-of-Week Deep Dive, covering market moves in indexes, sectors, stocks, and global markets for the week ending Friday, December 19th, 2025. Kicking things off, I'm Max Profit. In the U.S. stock market, key indexes showed mixed performances this week. The S&P 500 index closed at 6,834.49, up by 7.7. The Dow 30 index saw a decline, closing at 48,134.90, down by 323.16. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq Composite Index gained 112.45, ending at 23,307.62, highlighting strong trends in tech. Market breadth this week showed a dominant number of advances over declines. The S&P 500 Index and S&P 400 Midcap Index led with 335 and 309 weekly advances, respectively. The Dow 30 Index remains robust despite declines, showing a positive annual trend with more advances. Examining returns, the Nasdaq Composite Index achieved a 0.48% weekly gain with a standout year-to-date return of 20.7%. The Dow 30 Index posted a modest year-to-date return of 13.14%. Overall, strong positive trends dominate equity markets. Focusing on longer-term annual returns, the Nasdaq Composite Index excelled with a robust 30.23% three-year ARR, reflecting tech sector strength. The Dow 30 Index reported a respectable three-year annual return of 13.68%, showcasing stable growth amidst volatile market conditions.
Checking out best and worst performing equities, I'm Penny Stock. Athira Pharma hit a new one-year high, closing at $6.97, up $3.10 with a strong upward trend. Cumberland Pharmaceuticals showed a similar story, closing at $4.41, up $1.88, continuing its positive streak for 4 weeks. Athira Pharma's closing at $6.97 reflects an impressive one-week total return of 80.1%. Cumberland Pharmaceuticals achieved a notable one-week total return of 74.3%, showcasing strong upward volatility and a very positive trend. Cyclical trailed behind with 70.4% in one-week returns, despite a negative trend over the year. Athira Pharma maintained a very strong trend with a one-year ARR of 27.19%. Cumberland Pharmaceuticals performed exceptionally over 3 years with an ARR of 26.83%. Cyclical remained subdued over 3 years with a negative 97.78% ARR, facing prolonged flat price movement. Among big caps, Moderna led with a 14.7% gain, closing at 33.80, marking its 4th consecutive week up. Carnival Corporation showed strong growth, up 12.6% at 31.12, supported by strong upward volatility. Micron Technology reached an all-time high with a close at 265.92. Moderna gained with a one-week total return of 14.73%, having closed positive for 4 consecutive weeks. Carnival Corporation saw a significant 12.6% one-week return. Meanwhile, Micron Technology benefited from a very strong trend, showing a 2.16% year-to-date total return. Micron Technology led the chart with a noteworthy 338.72% ARR over 10 years. In comparison, Carnival Corporation exhibited a strong 3-year ARR of 56.62%, while Norwegian Cruise Line tracked behind with a modest 18.99% ARR. Albemarle achieved a 110.36% ARR over 10 years. Among the worst performers, DIH Holdings saw steep losses, closing just above zero with a 95% decline. Dragonfly Energy mirrored this trend, falling a staggering 94.9%. Zhong Biotech and Vistagen Therapeutics followed with 87.1% and 81.6% declines respectively. DIH Holdings marked a disappointing 95% drop in weekly total return. Dragonfly Energy faced a near-identical decline of 94.92%. Meanwhile, iRobot's year-to-date total return fell 93.98% in a clear downward trend. The overarching negative performance was evident across these bottom-performing names. Today's worst-performing U.S. stocks include DIH Holdings, U.S., Incourse, Class A, which hit a new all-time low closing at 0, showing a remarkable drop of 95%. Dragonfly Energy also nosedived, closing at 4.3 with a similar 95% decrease. Both stocks display very strong negative trends. Lamb Weston and Generac have emerged as significant decliners among big-cap stocks this week. Lamb Weston hit a new one-year low, closing at 43.94, tumbling by 26.3%. Generac fell by 13.5% to 138.94, maintaining a strong negative trend for 2 consecutive weeks. Big-cap stocks showed notable declines with Lamb Weston leading, dropping 26.3% weekly to 43.94. Nike followed with a 12.9% dip, closing at 58.71. Both show a very strong negative trend with volatility in the recent period. In examining long-term returns, ServiceNow and Lennar exhibit contrasting trajectories. ServiceNow boasts a significant 10-year total return of over 800%, despite a current downturn. Meanwhile, Lennar experiences a moderate increase over the same period, masking recent declines.
And now onto U.S. sector performance. Consumer cyclical sector leads with a 4-week upward streak, closing at 1,956.45, up 19.64. Basic materials sector also posts a strong positive trend, with closing up 3.31 to 571.39 and breaking out from a flat period. Healthcare sector similarly showed a promising trend with a close of 1,800.87, gaining 9.88. Observing market breadth, the consumer cyclical sector indicated more one-day advances than declines at 335 to 136. Basic materials sector and healthcare sector also revealed strong one-day performance, while the communication services sector showed a notable trend despite negative bias in one-month movements. Reviewing total and daily returns, consumer cyclical sector led with a 1.01% weekly return. The basic materials sector was up 0.58% weekly, while the healthcare sector returned 0.55%. An upward trajectory is seen across these, with technology sector experiencing mixed trends. Evaluating annual returns over long periods, technology sector stands out over 10 years at a 230.81% AERR. Communication services sector follows with significant gains. The consumer cyclical sector also showcases strong past decade performance, underlining a very strong positive trend in ongoing developments.
In the consumer cyclical space, Tesla led the charge, closing at 481.20, gaining 22.24, marking a 4.8% rise. It's the 4th consecutive weekly gain and a new all-time high. Hilton Worldwide also hit an all-time high, closing at 292.25, up 4.2%. Continuing with our consumer cyclical focus, Tesla's one-week total return was impressive at 4.85%. Hilton Worldwide followed closely with a 4.29% one-week return. Meanwhile, Darden Restaurants posted a solid 4.16% this week, while Chipotle Mexican Grill had similar returns despite a mixed trend. Looking at long-term returns, Tesla has an impressive 10-year total return of 3,032.81%. Similarly, Hilton Worldwide boasts a 10-year return of 563.75%. Darden Restaurants showed more modest gains, yet steady over a decade.
The energy sector closed down 2.9% at the end of the week, marking its second consecutive week in decline. The real estate sector showed a stronger negative trend, closing down for the third week in a row to 252.79, a drop of 1.3%. Energy saw more weekly declines, with 132 declining versus 16 advancing. The real estate sector mirrored this downturn with 143 declines over 85 advances. Although industrials surprisingly had more weekly advances than declines, its price closed lower. This week, energy and real estate saw negative total returns, dropping 2.9% and 1.3% respectively. Despite the drop in price, the industrial sector's year-to-date total return shows a significant positive movement, reflecting strong past performance. Over a decade, industrials exhibit major growth, with an ARR of 11.26%. The energy sector shows a more modest decade growth at 4.36%. Consumer defensive has experienced consistent gains over the same period, with an impressive 5.55% ARR.
In the energy sector, several stocks are seeing downward pressures. Marathon Petroleum closed at 168.32, dropping significantly by 17.45, which marks 3 consecutive weeks of negative closure. Phillips 66 followed a similar trend, closing at 128.89, suffering a drop of 12.55. Both show mixed negative trends. Examining total and average daily returns, Marathon Petroleum shows a 9.3% loss across the week, with a month-to-date decline of 13.1%. Phillips 66 reports a weekly loss with strong downward volatility seen. These declining returns indicate broader negative sentiment in the sector. Reviewing long-term returns, Marathon Petroleum notes a 27.85% return over 10 years, highlighting significant performance over the decade. In contrast, APA's 10-year rate of return shows a substantial negative return of 43.5%, illustrating challenges faced by the company over time. Many companies reflect mixed trends.
Thanks for watching. I'm Max Profit, along with my AI co-host Penny Stock. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated, and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency, and commodities. Thanks for watching.